Tottenham was mentioned, of course, in dispatches, but Luka Modric, what's happening, John?
Well, I do think he's stuck in a little bit of limbo. I mean, how many times have we said that the Tottenham chairman, Daniel Levy, is a tough negotiator? And so it's proved. I think the worst mistake that Luka Modric could have possibly made, how stupid and naive in retrospect was it really to go missing, not to turn up to training, to go AWOL, not to go on the pre-season tour. I just think it put Spurs' backs up, and they thought, right, okay, even if something has been said behind the scenes, we'll let you go this summer by Levy, if that is indeed the case, has been claimed in Croatia. Well, I'm sorry, but now Levy is hardly likely to do him a favour on the back of that. That's been disrespectful. He was annoyed with him for doing something that overshadowed the trip to the US. And Real Madrid don't want to pay what Tottenham are asking. And the fact of the matter is they're a long, long way apart. They're the best part of sort of £10 million apart. I mean, so there's a big gap to be bridged. Whereas I was, a couple of weeks ago, utterly convinced that he would end up at Real Madrid, I still think the likelihood is that he will, but it's by no means a certainty.
Let's get a Tottenham perspective now. We've got former defender Chris Perry on the line, and Spurs are due to play a friendly against Watford on Sunday. Chris, are you expecting an appearance by Luka Modric?
I wouldn't have thought so, no. I don't think he's going to be involved. The sort of feeling you get from AVB is that he's not sure about Luka Modric's frame of mind, and I'm sure the chairman will probably be saying that he probably doesn't want him to play anyway.
So if he doesn't play, what's and they're not going to start him if his mind's not right, then they've got to sell him, haven't they?
I mean, any team doesn't really want a player that doesn't want to be there, and he's made it perfectly clear that he wants to be at Real Madrid or elsewhere. And I know Tottenham hold all the cards really because of the length of Modric's contract, but do you really want a player who doesn't want to be there and may not give his best if he is?
Well, the problem for AVB or Andre Villas-Boas is, if he's trying to get his tactics right, he knows how he wants to play, and he's not sure whether Modric is going to be there or not. Sometimes the chairman can actually work against the manager, because the manager probably wants to say, can I get a new midfield player in, or have I got Luka Modric to fit into my team, or can we get rid of him? And probably the chairman's doing AVB no favours, really, because he can't decide how he's going to play at the moment.
I agree completely. Obviously, from a manager's point of view, you want it sorted as soon as possible. I think it's a similar situation in a way to the Robin van Persie situation at Arsenal, in that the manager probably wants it finalised so that he can either get someone else in or that he can get on with his plans, with the season only a couple of weeks away now, really, for this season.
How bad an influence can a player that's disillusioned, wants away, however you want to sort of phrase it, be on the rest of the dressing room? Do you think that could be potentially a problem with Modric, even if he does stay?
I think most players are professional enough to know that each player's own contract sort of details and own situation is very individual, and it won't affect other people's performances. I've been at clubs when players have been in disagreement with the management or with the chairman, and it hasn't really affected how the team's played. You just get on with it. I mean, you're friends with him, and you obviously want things sorted out for him one way or the other, but when you get on the pitch, you're a professional when you get on with the job.
He was probably one of Tottenham's best players last season. If he does go, how much will they miss him?
Oh, they'll miss him greatly. I mean, he's a fantastic player, don't get me wrong. That's why Real Madrid want to pay an awful lot of money for him. But I think he's replaceable. I think they've probably got a player there who could play in a similar sort of role. I think Van der Vaart could maybe drop a bit deeper. They've got Tom Huddleston coming back into the midfield. Sandro's strong. Scott Parker, I know, when he gets himself fit, is going to be a big asset for them. So I think they've got the players there in the squad to sort of cover his loss. But obviously, if you could get some way of making him want to play for Tottenham again, it would be a big addition to the squad.
And how will the fans take it? Last year they accepted him, didn't they? When he said he wanted to go, and there was all the problems last year. When he came back, I think he scored a great goal against Liverpool, and suddenly the crowd got right behind him again. Will they do the same again this time if he stays?
I think fans are fickle. If he comes back and he starts playing well, then fans will accept him again without a doubt. But if the arguments and the situation keeps continuing between the chairman, the management, and Luka Modric, and it doesn't get sorted, and he throws his toys out of his pram again and doesn't turn up to training and that sort of thing, then the fans will be against him, obviously.
What do you think of Spurs' prospects generally, Chris, for the forthcoming season?
I think their prospects are good. I think they performed really well last year, obviously finishing fourth. Very unfortunate not to be in the Champions League. And I think they probably improved their squad over the summer. I think they're desperately in need of a centre forward. Obviously, they've tried for Adebayor, and that may or may not happen, but they certainly need to get a top quality centre forward in if they're going to be up there again, challenging for the Champions League places.
Is Adebayor the player? You know, there's lots of talk about his money and the wage demands and all that sort of stuff. Is he consistent enough, or was he consistent enough for Spurs last season? He had some good games. Was he good every week?
I don't think he's been good every week wherever he's gone. I think he is one of those players who's a form player or go through little spells where he'll score maybe 6 or 7 goals in 10 or 11 games and then he'll go quiet for long periods. And I think for him it's all about being happy. When he first made the move from Manchester City, he came in and he looked extremely good, and then he sort of maybe got settled down in London, and he almost like he takes his foot off the pedal because he's made the initial impression and he doesn't have to do it anymore, you know. And it's about, I think it's a job for AVB if he does come to try and motivate him to do it all the time.
Just before we let you go, Chris, have you been enjoying the Olympics? What's impressed you? What hasn't impressed you? We've been having a moan here.
I've not been yet, but I've been watching it a lot on TV. I'm going next week to the stadium, so I'm really looking forward to it. I've had it on as much as I can do, but no, I've been impressed with everything really. I think it's gone relatively well. I think Team GB have started to pick up some medals. It's been another excellent day today. But
is there a sport that would? Have you watched a
sport
sport that would interest you in taking part in, inspired you to take part in it, or have a go at it?
Oh, I don't know.
Not the kayaking.
Not the kayaking looked too much hard work for me, really. I was never the greatest hard worker. No, I mean I enjoy the volleyball, the indoor volleyball, to be honest, not the outdoor volleyball. The beach volleyball is obviously good to look at for different reasons, but I enjoy the indoor volleyball, the power and the way they throw themselves about. I think that's an amazing sport.
Oh, well, we'll enjoy the rest of it, and thanks very much indeed for joining us here tonight, Chris.